Before we get going on the bottles, I just kind of want to show you around my room again real quick. Basically over here I just got some of my bottles that have the complete label, some pretty cool stuff, some old Mr. Boston, old Rock and Rye, you know, a lot of different ages here, but late 1800s, early 1900s. There's some Watkins. I've got a pretty good collection of the Watkins bottles. This is one of my only ones with the label on it. That's almost a complete label. Pretty cool, nice tooled top, very nice bottle there. Most of the bottles are, you know, later 1800s to the 1920 range. I've got a few newer stuff, 40s, 50s on there, but just because they're kind of odd shaped and I just like the style of the bottles. I've got a lot of extract bottles, liquor bottles. You know, I've got quite a few flasks. I've got a couple case gins. I like the flasks a lot. If you come over this way, medicines, got a few bitters bottles, some more flavorings, a little bit of milk glass. Got a few cobalts over here. I really like the bromos, the milk of magnesias. And again, you know, anywhere from the late 1800s up. This is probably one of my favorite, this Laxall bottle. Real nice. I love that kind of rounded triangle shape. Very cool bottle. And then over here, and what I did is I put the moss and all that stuff around it just like it was at the dig site. Some of the old stuff that was on the site itself I attached, and as you look in there, it's kind of like it was in the ground. And over here I got my inks and a lot of my smalls. I really love the small bottles. And over here I've got my medicines. And then down here, these are the bottles I got the other day, and we'll go ahead and start going through them, and I'll show you what I got, and maybe you can answer some questions for me. Start with this one, pretty basic. Little Fletcher's Castoria, Chaz H. Fletcher's. Pretty common. This is a little later model. This is definitely a machine-made bottle. The seam goes all the way right up through, across the finish, up to the top. But it's a nice little bottle, in good shape. But price was right. This was only like $1. So I've got 4 variations of this. This is one I have, but I'll just get rid of this one. Donate to the local museum or something. Oops. This one here is pretty cool. This is the Jennings Condensed Pearl Bluing. Again, machine made. The seam goes right on up through the finish there, but it's in good shape. So, you know, I like this one. I'll keep this one. Not going on the floor there. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is a neat little bottle here. I've not seen this one before, but it says PROFR Dr. Sanderson, and it's real cool. Nice and thin. Very neat. And that's actually a tooled top. I can see the tool marks going around there, and the seam ends only about 1/4 of the way up there, and it's tooled around there. So, cool little amber bottle. This one is actually something I've been looking for. The reason I've been looking for it is this is actually a Walker's grape juice, and I have a couple of the Welch's grape juice, and this is just Walker's. Looks a lot like the Welch. It's a little fatter bottle. This one's in great shape. Here we have a Pine-X. Pretty common. I've actually got a couple of these that I dug locally, but this one here is, again, a machine made. That seam runs all the way up through the finish, right up to the very lip, but it's in great shape. So, nice little bottle. Real common, even around here. And up in these parts, a lot of what people are calling common bottles all over the place are not common up here. I mean, in northern Michigan, settlers didn't come here until, well, where I live here, 1872 was the first. You know, bottles that are older than that are very hard to find digging. There just wasn't any population of people. Anyhow, I like this one here too. This is a Dr. D. Jane's liniment, and I actually picked up 2 of the Dr. D. Jane's the other day, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I think, yeah, right here. You know, this one's a expectorant, and then this is the liniment. This one's a tooled finish. You know, the seam stops way down here, but I can see the lines around that finish there. Just a nice bottle. And then this one's your typical. This is a $1/2, half size. What was real cool about this one, you know, it was only like $4, but it also had the stopper in it. And when I was getting this one, you know, I told my son, I don't think that stopper belonged, because the stopper is just same color, but it's a little more clear. Doesn't look as beat up, but it had table crosses, so I couldn't tell for sure. But I grabbed it anyway, just because the price was right. Well, when I got it home and I pulled the stopper out, this is just a really nice Lee and Perrin stopper. So I kind of got a good 2 for 1. So, you know, a couple D. Janes, Dr. D. Janes. Very nice. Cool bottles. And what do we got here? Here, another Watkins to add to my collection. I don't have this particular size. This is definitely a machine made, so it's a little later version, or newer, you know, than some of my other Watkins, but still a nice little piece. I like this one quite a bit. Nice and clean. And another Watkins. And this one, actually, I do have, but again, I'll get rid of this one. I'll donate it or whatever. But for a couple bucks, I had no problem buying this one. And this one has the like cursive writing on it with the J.R. Watkins. Some of them just say Watkins. Another nice bottle. Mostly clear. Machine made. Nice bottle, though. Here, we have Hoff's German Liniment. Goodrich and Jennings from Anoka, Minnesota. Tooled finish. Very nice. Kind of hazy. Looks like this one's been underground for a while. Just cool. I love that shape, you know, like the Bitters bottles. Definitely don't have one of these, so that'll add to my collection for sure. And we'll go down here to these three, and I don't have a clue what they were for, but for a buck, I just went ahead and got them because, well, it's a set of three. Very cool. It looks like the finish itself was actually applied after, because the seam stops right at the very bottom edge of each of these lips, each of the finish. So I'm not real sure. If anybody has a little information, they can let me know on these. You know, the bottom just has a K on it. Very bubbly. Nice shape, but it's just cool, the set of three. I really like those ones, so I had to get those. And here we have Dorton Chandler Druggists from Keene, New Hampshire. I'm not sure what was in it, but it is a very nice bottle. This is a tooled top as well. You know, the seam stops way down here. You can see the tooling marks around this one. It's in great shape, and of course, being a small, I just had to get this one. I love the small bottles. Nice bromo seltzer here. Embossed real nice. The embossing is very sharp, crisp, and clean. I like that one. I love that cobalt color. And I got another little cobalt here. This is a Noka Magnesia. Very good embossing. And I don't happen to have this particular one. And over here, got a First and McNess Company. First, F-U-R-S-T, McNess Company from Freeport, Illinois. Nice bottle. I actually have a variation of this that is a little newer. Looks good. I mean, there's no cracks, no chips, no nothing. So this would be a nice addition to my collection. And I thought this one was super cool. This is an old Alberto Pure Olive Oil. I'm not sure of the exact age. It's really faint, but there definitely is a seam all the way up. But I mean, it's just cool. That's a neat bottle. And I would say that one's been underground or laying out because it's kind of sick, you know, got that shine to it inside, but cool bottle either way. This one here I really liked it. Dandelion brand butter color. Very cool. Got the label almost completely intact. A little bit of that's missing there, but just a nice little amber bottle with the label, and it actually still has about half the contents in it. So, you know, that makes for a pretty neat piece. Nice little pumpkin seed flask. Tooled top, you know, seam stops way down here. This top has definitely got tool marks around it. Pretty rough on the finish itself, you know, a little on the rustic side there, not real even. Definitely, I would say an older one. And I like it because it's got a little bit of the label left. I can't really tell what it is, but that alone made it cool. Lots of bubbles, just a nice flask. And I've got, you know, half a dozen or more flasks already, but this one will definitely make a nice addition to the collection. And let's go right down here because this one was one of my favorites. There was a few others and they were actually in nicer condition, but that's why I bought this one. I mean, look how crooked it is here and the shape of the bottom. You can see it's not even close to being symmetrical. It is very, very rough. Nice, I believe that's a burst off finish. Just in great shape for the age. I love it. I love the colors. And let's go over here because most people are familiar with this one. Dr. Kilmer's Swamp Root Kidney, Liver, and Bladder Cure. I know this is the older version because it has, Cure still on it. It is definitely a tooled finish. This thing is in great shape, and I have a few of these. This one I think is a little nicer than my other one of the same era, so I may keep this one, and then I'll just get rid of the other one. And I've got a few variations of the Dr. Kilmer's, so it'll just really spruce up that part of the collection. And this here, same thing, real common in other areas. Around here, not common at all, but just a cool bottle for a few bucks. A Bolin and Burns, torpedo type bottle. Just nice, frosted almost completely, and just in really good shape. Got a little chip here. Over here, I've got Battle Creek Brewing Company from Battle Creek, Michigan. Of course, being from Michigan, I love the Michigan bottles. Definitely a tooled top. That seam ends way down here. The AB Company, which I believe was 1906 to 1914, somewhere right around there. So I know this is early 1900. Nice slug plate, no chips, no cracks. A little dirty, but I don't even mind that. So that one I will definitely keep. Nice cool bottle, Michigan bottle, so I love it. And here's another. It's definitely a tooled top. It is super thick, super heavy. The only marking on the bottom says 1120. There are seams. They're so faded. They're almost gone. You can see this is all turned. Definitely an older bottle. I couldn't find much online about this one, so if anybody has any idea, this is the C. Roos, R-O-O-S, from Tampa, Florida. And again, it's a slug plate. And over here, Hoster from, I think, Columbus, Ohio. Tooled top. Nice. I do believe this is a post mold. It's got the seams that wrap right on around, and they're actually on the bottom itself too. Just a nice older bottle in great shape. The embossing is pretty much pristine. Got a pretty cool air bubble here that's, if it took a little tap, that thing would crack. It's got such a thin top on it, so that one's really cool. Nice old amber bottle there. Now this here, very heavy, super thick glass, just in great shape. And again, most of these bottles I only paid a couple bucks for, so I had no problem getting them. And I don't have anything like this one, so I'm going to love sitting this one on the shelf. Hey, this one's kind of cool. Very cool. Octagon, tooled top, in great condition, like it just came off the shelf. It isn't hardly even dirty. Very nice bottle. I always love it when I get something that is totally unique compared to what I have. Even if it might be a little newer, I still like to get them. This one I love. This one I'm not sure on the date. On the bottom it says NNC Co. Limited. I think this might be imported because of the LTD. It has a very, very faint seam. An applied top. There's some slag glass down on the side here. Just super, super dark green, almost black glass. Just a very nice bottle. I love this one. Probably one of my favorites of the day for sure. Now here, another AB Co. So this is that 1906, 1914 range. Tooled finish, and again the seam ends way down here, somewhere right about in here. You can see the lines around there from where that was tooled. I'm not exactly sure what would have been in this one. It's kind of a unique shape. I don't have anything like that, so I would love any information. Post mold, I do believe, again, because these seams wrap right on around. But if anybody has any information, and the same on any of these bottles, if I'm obviously wrong and somebody knows more about what I'm saying, I am glad for any of the information, because I'm fairly new in this. I do a lot of research on it because I really do enjoy it, but I'm always happy to learn and take any positive input. Just a cool bottle. This one I really like. Nice blob top, no seams, and if you look at it real good, you get the right angle, you can see all the rings around it, concentric circles going all the way around this bottle. Which tells me, I'm pretty sure this is a turn mold bottle. It's almost perfectly symmetrical everywhere. In fact, you can't hardly see any lean or tilt to it or anything out of shape. Pretty common of a turn mold bottle. And those rings, I think they give it away. And there's a lot of rings all the way. In fact, you can almost feel them on this bottle. So, I think that's just a nice, clear turn mold bottle, which makes it a fairly old bottle. And this one I really liked. I only have a couple 3-piece mold bottles. Great shape. Got a little tint of a amethyst there, so it was probably outside for a while. Got a little bit of a lean to the neck here, which I thought was pretty cool. Nice piece. And then the last couple here. This here is another, almost black, just dark green. Nice applied finish turn mold for sure. I mean, you can see the lines on this, and it is in great shape. And just what an awesome color. So dark. Just a beautiful bottle. I like the turn molds for some reason. They're one of my favorites. This one, I'm not sure on. The sides of it look a lot like a dip mold because it's got that kind of wavy, almost scaly look, kind of whittled look along the sides on the body, and then right about here at the shoulder, it's just really clean, clear, almost polished all the way up. Definitely an applied top. That seam goes right to the bottom, and that top is so just rough, really rustic. But the funny thing about it is it has seams, and again, the seam goes all the way up there. So I really just don't know about this one. No, there's just a big 6 on the bottom. Other than that, I'm not sure. It still has the pour spout in it and the cork, or part of the pour spout. Maybe if you can help me out with any of these, I'd appreciate it. So other than that, that's what I picked up the other day. Thanks again for stopping by. And again, if anybody can help me out on any of this stuff, I appreciate it. Other than that, well, happy digging and picking, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Thanks again for stopping.